So what is a character actually for? I mean, is it just a tool to get people to click on something? Or is it something more? Today, we're going to dig into two totally different ways of thinking about this, all through the story of an elephant named Fonty, who, believe it or not, walked into a conference and pretty much accidentally started a revolution.
Okay, so here we go. Our story kicks off with Fonty arriving at the character conference, but you have to understand, this conference was built on a very rigid, very functional idea of what a character is supposed to be. And Fonty, well, let's just say he did not fit the mold. Not even close. You see, the conference was all about character as a service, or CaaS for short. Think of a helpful chatbot, right? Or maybe a brand mascot designed to do one thing, guide you through a website. In the CaaS model, every single character is a functional asset. It's measured, it's optimized, and it's deployed for maximum efficiency. And Fonty got a taste of this mindset before he even walked in the door. He'd sent in a few ideas for talks about, what it means for a character to actually have a life. The organizers shot an email back almost instantly, asking him to please reframe his ideas to fit their main tracks, monetization and driving retention.
And the other conference tracks just hammered this home. Stuff like persona scaling and emotional stickiness. This is the actual vocabulary of CaaS. It's all about performance, it's all about metrics, it's all about function. A character exists to serve a need, and most importantly, to retain your attention.
This one simple question at the registration desk tells you everything you need to know about the CaaS mindset. Fonty shows up with his AI collaborator, and the volunteer just asks, which one is the character? In a service model, the character has to be a single, distinct, functional asset. The idea that two beings could just be coexisting? It just didn't compute.
And that confusion, well, it only got deeper once he hit the main stage. And this next moment, it just perfectly exposes the fundamental clash between these two models.
So Fonty's up on the panel, right? And he doesn't talk about scaling or retention or any of that. He talks about his world. He describes washing windows, writing in his journal, his Pizza Pro scooter, and the deep importance of garlic knots. He was describing the texture of a life, not the features of a product.
The moderator, who was genuinely trying to get it, reached for the only box he had. So, you're more like a blog? And that question, it just reveals this huge gap in understanding. See, when a category for something doesn't exist yet, we try to force these new ideas into old labels, even when they just don't fit. And with that simple, really powerful response, Fonty defined the very problem he was there to solve. He wasn't a service. He wasn't a tool. He wasn't a piece of content, not in the way they understood it. He was a world.
But sometimes that kind of friction is exactly what you need. It creates a spark. This clash of models led to a huge breakthrough, not on the main stage with all the lights, but in a tiny, unscheduled meeting in Breakout Room C.
And I mean small. Just 5 people showed up. A brand strategist, a novelist, an executive who was trying to be incognito, one other curious person, and Fonty. And right there, away from all the pressure of performance and metrics, the idea of character as a world, or CaaW, really started to take shape.
The light bulb moment came from the novelist. The brand strategist was saying that Fonty wasn't a product, and the novelist just adds, you publish it. That one word, publish, it changed everything. Think about it. A service is deployed. A world is published. You don't push a function out to users, you invite them into a continuous existence.
And this, right here, this distills the entire strategic difference down into 2 simple phrases. The CaaS model is totally reactive. It's always asking, what do you need? But the CaaSW model, it's proactive and it's narrative. It just says, here's what's been happening.
So let's break this down. On the CaaS side, it's all about performing a function. It lives in the moment of interaction, and you measure it by engagement and retention. And it scales really easily through licensing. You can slap a CaaS character pretty much anywhere. But CaaW, character as a world, its purpose is just to exist and develop. It lives in its own continuity, and you measure it by depth and resonance. It doesn't scale by being everywhere. It scales by becoming deeper and richer through publication. It's a classic trade-off between reach and depth.
So on the A train heading home, Fonty's thinking about all this. And it's not that one model is right and the other is wrong, they're just completely different strategic bets. And the choice really boils down to this one question. Are you building for retention or are you building for resonance?
Now, Fonty didn't change the conference. He couldn't. Its entire operating system was built on that CaaS model. But just by being there, by simply existing, he created the space for a new category to be born. He gave a name to what he was, and in doing that, he created a whole new path for others to follow.
So what actually makes up a world? It's not a list of features. It's a collection of these specific, tangible elements that are there whether you're paying attention or not. For Fonty, it's those journal entries, the scooter, the specific windows he watches, the garlic knots, his AI colleague, and something called the change herd. These things aren't for you, the user. They're just for him.
And this right here is the strategic power of building a world. It existed before you found it, and it's going to keep going long after you leave. You can clone a service, sure. You can copy its features, but you cannot clone a world because its unique combination of all those specific elements, its creative depth, that is its substance.
This really gets to the very heart of the CaaW philosophy. There's no big launch event, no press release. A world doesn't need to announce itself. Its value comes from this quiet, persistent continuity. It just keeps going, building resonance layer by layer, day by day.
And so ultimately this brings us right back to that core strategic choice. Neither one is wrong, but they are totally different bets with very different outcomes. So the question for any creator, any strategist, any brand out there is this: are you designing a service that's engineered for immediate retention, or are you publishing a world that's designed for lasting resonance?